In the annals of American history, few moments are as chilling as the day a bullet pierced the presidency, not from a political rival or a foreign enemy, but from a disturbed young man driven by a bizarre obsession. It was March 30, 1981, a seemingly ordinary Monday that would forever be etched into the collective memory of a nation, as the newly inaugurated President Ronald Reagan faced an unexpected and terrifying threat. This is the story of John Hinckley Jr., a man whose twisted fantasy involving a Hollywood starlet led him down a dark path, culminating in an act of violence that stunned the world and nearly claimed the life of the most powerful man in the free world. Remember to comment, like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss future episodes of the Calendar of Crime before you carry on with the story. John Hinckley Jr.'s journey to infamy began not in the halls of power, but in the darkened theaters of America. His fascination with the 1976 film Taxi Driver, and specifically with its young star, Jodie Foster, evolved into an all-consuming obsession. In the film, Robert De Niro's character, Travis Bickle, plots to assassinate a presidential candidate to impress a young prostitute played by Foster. Hinckley, disturbingly, began to mirror Bickle's descent into delusion, convinced that a similar act of violence would somehow win Foster's affection and attention. He stalked her across the country, even enrolling in Yale University in an attempt to get closer to her. His letters and phone calls went unanswered, fueling his growing sense of rejection and desperation. As his attempts to connect with Foster failed, Hinckley's mental state deteriorated further. He began to believe that only a grand, dramatic gesture would suffice to capture her notice. His thoughts turned to political assassination, a perverse echo of the film that had so captivated him. He researched historical assassinations, collected firearms, and practiced shooting. His target eventually became President Ronald Reagan, a figure of immense public prominence whose shooting, Hinckley believed, would guarantee him a place in history and, by extension, in Foster's mind. The date was set, the plan meticulously, if delusionally, conceived. On March 30, 1981, President Reagan had just finished a speaking engagement at the Washington Hilton Hotel. As he exited the hotel and waved to a waiting crowd, a chaotic scene unfolded. John Hinckley Jr., blending into the throng, drew a .22 caliber revolver and fired 6 shots in rapid succession. The bullets struck for individuals: President Reagan, Press Secretary James Brady, Secret Service Agent Timothy McCarthy, and D.C. Police Officer Thomas Delahanty. The immediate aftermath was pandemonium, with Secret Service agents quickly moving to protect the president and subdue Hinckley. In the chaos, President Reagan was quickly pushed into his limousine. Initially, it was believed he was uninjured, but he soon complained of chest pain. The limousine, instead of heading directly to the White House, was diverted to George Washington University Hospital. It was there that doctors discovered a bullet had ricocheted off the limousine's armored side, entered Reagan's left armpit, punctured his lung, and lodged near his heart. He underwent emergency surgery, and despite significant blood loss, his condition was stabilized. The nation held its breath, glued to television screens, as news of the president's precarious state emerged. The other victims also suffered severe injuries. James Brady was critically wounded with a gunshot to the head, which left him permanently disabled and led to his death years later, officially ruled a homicide. Timothy McCarthy bravely put himself in the line of fire, taking a bullet to the chest, while Thomas Delahanty was shot in the neck. All 3 survived the immediate attack, but their lives were irrevocably altered. The bravery of the Secret Service and the quick actions of medical personnel were credited with saving President Reagan's life. John Hinckley Jr. was immediately apprehended at the scene. His motive, as he later explained, was solely to impress Jodie Foster. The trial that followed was a landmark case, focusing heavily on Hinckley's mental state. In 1982, he was found not guilty by reason of insanity and committed to a psychiatric facility. This verdict sparked widespread public debate about the insanity defense and mental health treatment within the justice system. Hinckley spent decades in institutional care, gradually gaining more freedoms before being fully released in 2016. The assassination attempt had a profound impact on American politics and society. President Reagan's recovery was seen as a testament to his resilience and further endeared him to the public. The incident also led to significant changes in presidential security protocols. For Jodie Foster, the event was a terrifying and unwanted intrusion into her life, forever linking her to another dark chapter in history. The story of John Hinckley Jr. remains a stark reminder of the unpredictable nature of obsession and the devastating consequences it can unleash. Thanks for watching. Please comment, share, like and subscribe for future episodes from the Calendar of Crime.